everyone, I hope you're well and welcome back to today's video. For today's video I have filmed this look here. I used some new products I ordered from Beauty Bay. But yeah, I really like the products that I used. If you want to see my opinion on how I use them, then just keep watching. As you can see, my brows are already done. I've also already done my skincare, and I also just primed my skin with the NYX Honey Dew Me Up. I love this stuff. It makes your skin tacky. I'm sure you can hear that. Makes your skin tacky, makes it glowy, as you can see, and it just does its job really. It's drugstore and it keeps your makeup on all day. I literally cannot fault it at all. We're now going to move on into this box of goodies I have here. I bought a new foundation. I wanted to try the Ordinary full coverage foundation. So obviously I have the serum foundation. I wanted to try the full coverage one. I went a bit too dark, I'm not going to lie to you. I tried it yesterday. It's a great foundation, but I did go a bit too dark. Way too dark, way too dark. I've got my tan on. I wanted a foundation I can use when I'm tanned. And it's just I think it's called medium or something like that. But it's so dark, so I have to mix in a foundation. But I got it in the shade 3.0 what. You see, you'd think in a bottle like that would be fine. Absolutely not. It's absolutely too dark, way too dark. I'm not even joking. If I was to put this on my skin just now, no. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this on the back of my hand and mix it with some of my Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. Okay, now we've got the shade. I'm just going to put it on my skin with my finger, and then I'm going to tap it out with my beauty blender in a minute once it's on my skin. And we can always line it up with our concealer and powders and stuff, so it's not really a problem. But putting that directly on my skin and trying to lighten that up was just not going to work. That was never ever going to work. Anyway, I'm just going to tap it out. I do really like the foundation itself. I like both of them. But in regards to the new one, I really like it. I feel like it's high coverage, but it doesn't make your skin look cakey for one. And it doesn't give that. I feel like some high coverage foundations have a really powdery formula. I don't feel like this does. I feel like it's quite a nice formula. It still gives you glow. It doesn't set completely matte or matte. But it has a nice glow to it. I like the formula a lot. I like the formula of the serum foundation, but this is definitely a lot thicker. Not noticeably thicker though, but the other one is obviously a light coverage foundation. Definitely buildable, but this one I just really like. The Ordinary have just brought out a concealer, and I really want to try it, so I feel like I might have to purchase that as well. But I really like everything from the Ordinary. I use their skincare daily. I have one of their treatments, and obviously I use their foundations quite a lot actually. Whenever I'm tanned, I use the other one with a bit of a darker foundation, and then now this one is definitely going to be my tan colour. I definitely feel like you could build it up to be more full coverage. For me, this is enough, and I'm gonna add concealer and get my coverage from there. But I feel like it's a really good foundation, and for the price, I mean, the Ordinary, all their stuff is cheap. Their skincare is cheap, their foundation is cheap, everything is cheap. But for the price, you really cannot go wrong. I think it was maybe £6. I don't have the receipt on me. I think it was £6, and you can't really go wrong. That's cheaper than most drugstore foundations. I also picked up from the Ordinary again just a refill of my niacinamide, and they do jumbo sizes. I use my niacinamide twice a day, jumbo size, and I promise you the smallest one is this big. Oh, I love this stuff a lot. So I'm glad that they have a jumbo size, because I just went through that other bottle so quickly. The next thing I went on to purchase is the Nude Matte palette by Beauty Bay. I really wanted to try Beauty Bay makeup just as a whole, and I think this palette looked gorgeous. I did try it yesterday, really like it. But yeah, we're going to give this a go. We're going to create that winged smoky look that everyone's creating recently. So yeah, let's have a go at this. I've just got a clean Jeffree Star brush. This is the one in JS8. I'm going to use nothing else first, just to really set my lid. I've got a bit of foundation on them. I didn't want to put the P. Louise base because it's quite light, and all of my concealers are actually quite light as well, so I feel like just using the foundation just helps, and then we can just blend on top of that. I'm then going to go in with the shade Raw Sienna. It's this shade here. I'm just going to start to build up the shape that I want. So I'm going to create the wing, but I'm doing it quite lightly, like I don't want to overdo it at all. But these eyeshadows are really, really pigmented. I was too excited to not try them yesterday when they arrived. I had too much schoolwork to do, so I had to save it for today. But I just use it and oh wow, like the shades, they blend so nicely together. They're like really like true to colour, so how they look in the pan is how they look on your eye. I just really, really like them. But don't worry about the shape of the wing straight away because we're going to clean it up with concealer after. But yeah, I'm going to do the other eye on camera today because I feel like it's going to be quite quick. It's not really a long video. But I'm just doing the same thing on the other side. Just creating that winged shape. Pulling it out from my corner of my eye up till the edge of the brow bone. I'm going to go with the middle shade, which is called Throwback. Really, really nice shade. I really, really like it. And then again, I'm just going to keep that really close to the lash line. As we get darker with the colour, we're going to keep it like closer and closer to the lash line. I feel like it's one of the nicest colours in the palette. But these are so easily blendable. And they have no fallout either, which I love. It's going to look absolutely crazy to begin with because we have nothing else on our face apart from foundation and our eyebrows. Once we've got lashes and like base makeup, like contour, concealer, all of that, it's going to look fine. The next shade I'm going to go with is After Dark. It's a really dark brown colour. Just tapping it out because it's very dark. And again, keeping that really close to the lash line. And blending up and towards the middle of the lash line. And the same on the other side again. I'm then going to take the shade Cinnamon, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's the shade Cinnamon, which is this one here. And just blend the edges of that towards like my lid. Just so we're definitely not having any harsh edges. To make sure everything's blended nicely. Just like so. I'm then going to dip into the grey shade, which is called Faux Shade. Just with a really, really tiny brush. Just to smoke it out a little bit. Just at the lash line again. And just smoking that out a bit. I don't want to add black, but I feel like grey is quite a nice shade to just give it a bit of something. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that at the moment. I'm probably definitely going to change it in a bit, but for now, I think I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so we're going to leave it at that at the minute, and then I'm probably going to come back once everything's done and just chop and change things to make it suit the look a bit more. I'm now going to go in with my Hoola bronzer. This is the original one, just to give us a bit of shape back to the face and add a bit of definition to the skin, because right now we're just looking quite flat. The Hoola bronzer is definitely one of my favourites. Like, it's just such a nice, like, universal colour. Like, I feel like everyone can use it. And it's just really nice. And the formula is nice. It sits nicely on the skin. A little bit under my chin. On my forehead, on my cheeks. And a little bit on my nose. And then for blush, I don't really want too much. I'm just going to go in with this one from MAC. It's called Sultry Sweet. It's got a bit of a shimmer into it, but it's quite like a nudie, plummy blush, so it's not going to add too much to the face, but it's going to add enough. It's a very nice colour, actually. Just using that, pressing that into the skin. And a little bit on my nose, just to give that little sunburn look. And then again on the other side. I'm now going to move on to highlight. I'm going to use the highlight from the NARS Orgasm palette. I love this highlight like so much. Just placing that on the high points of my face. It's so beautiful. Oh wow. I'm just using that to add a bit of glow back to the skin under the brow bone, on my nose, down the bridge of my nose, above my eyebrows, and the Cupid's bow. I'm now going to put a bit of mascara on. I'm going to use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I don't really want to apply lashes today because I feel like when I did it yesterday it looked really nice without lashes. I just used this mascara and it just looked so good. So I think we're just going to use a bit of this and then see if we need to add anything, and then we're going to move on to our lips, which I'm so excited about. I feel like looks like this always look better once you've got mascara on, otherwise it looks a bit bare and can look a bit strange at first, but you just gotta trust the process a bit. I love this mascara as well. I just think it's so nice. Just finished my mascara. I've got top and bottom lash mascara on today. I just want to take this brush and just quickly like blend out a bit of that. I feel like, yeah, that's better, a lot better. I'm just blending really, just any last bits need to be blended. I really like the palette like a lot. I feel like I'm going to add a bit of something to my under eyes. I don't really usually do that, but we're going to give it a go anyway. I'm going to add, I think maybe a mixture of cinnamon and the grey shade will look nice. Just a tiny bit under the eyes. I'm really into like brown eyeshadows recently. Obviously you saw from my recent video, I did like a brown smoky all over eye, but I'm really into brown eyeshadows and smoky shadows. I'm just going to add a bit of, oh my god, I didn't even put concealer on. Oh my gosh. I'm going to add a bit of concealer to my under eyes and also just to clean that up a little bit. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild, this is the Photo Focus, I think, yeah. It's just in a really light shade, but I'm just going to add a tiny bit. Because actually I feel like the concealer's covered really well. I'm just going to add a line just where I want to cut that, and then same on the other side really. I actually cannot believe I just forgot concealer. Oh my goodness. I'm just focusing that in the places where I need it. I feel like that foundation really did a good job, because in my head I'd already done it, but then when I think about it now I definitely hadn't. Wow, that's very light. Whoa. Happy with the eyes now, but I do need to like darken that up a bit because that concealer was absolutely crazy. Especially just on the outer corner bits. I'm just going to add a bit of my Fenty Beauty concealer. Just on the outer corner, just because that looks dark as. And then a little bit on the inner corner, but not too much. Because that looks very light on the outside of my eyes. A bit too light for my liking. I mean, I like to be bright underneath my eyes, but that was a bit bright. I cannot believe I forgot concealer. What is wrong with me? I love concealer. That looks so much better now. Now we're going to move on to lips. I have 2 glosses and 2 liners. I actually did really well when picking these up because I knew which glosses I wanted. But I wanted 2 different lip liners, but they actually go really well together. I don't know which liner I'm going to use today. I used one yesterday, so I feel like I might use the other one today. This is Whip, so it's like a pinky brownie colour. And then we've got Vintage, and Vintage is just beautiful. But I used Vintage yesterday, so I don't know whether Vintage is like a brownie colour. I used Vintage yesterday, so I don't really know which one to go for. I really want to use Vintage, so I'm just going to use Vintage, to be honest. I'm just going to line my lips, but I need to focus for this because I'm not very good at it. Not with darker lip liners anyway, it really throws me off. They're really creamy, which I like because it means I can play with it a bit. I've just added a bit of that to the corners of my lips just so it blends properly. And I'm just going to rub it with my finger. Just so it blends into the lip gloss. I've got 2 lip glosses. One is in the shade Ballet, I believe. Wait, let me try and get it out first. One is in the shade Ballet, which is a really nice light nude, which I think will look really nice with this. And one is in the shade Mocha. I'm not too sure which one to go for. I think we'll go with a bit of Mocha and then light it up with this. Light it up, lighten it up. I'm going to start with Mocha, which is very nice. Oh my gosh, they smell incredible. I didn't even realise that yesterday because because I only really tried them yesterday. I don't really have it on. Yeah, I'm going to really lighten it up with the ballet. See if that gives us a bit of light. And just blending that with my finger, just to make sure it all blends together. I don't want any weird lines. I'm happy with that. I like that a lot, actually. A lot. I'm now just going to spritz my face with my iconic London Prep Set Glow. Just to give the glow to the skin. That is all for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon with another video. Bye, guys.